have you been up to?
I've been riding on a daydream. We just got back from our bike ride to the beach, which was about probably 7 miles round trip because we did also do some grocery shopping. That's one of the benefits of having these bikes, being able to run errands without bringing that big truck out. So that's something that we always try to reiterate whenever we're, RVing. It's not necessarily easy to get around, and some of you guys might have motorhomes without vehicles being pulled behind. So what did you think about your ride to the beach? I think I know what your answer is, because we've only traveled there on the XPs and on the Rad City step through last year.
Right.
So we've gone to the beach 3 times. For you, 3 different bikes. What do you think?
This was the most comfortable riding bike. This is actually the first fat tire bike I've ever ridden. I did ride your Rad one, just a very short distance. Now that he fixed the seat for me, it's perfect actually.
Yeah, I'll show you that here in a second. It's not a very good job, but
it's actually perfect. Going over the causeway was no issue at all.
What was your max speed?
I couldn't see it.
Okay, I'll have to look on the display.
I couldn't see it.
I think she was got to be around 30. She had to be, because on a flat she would do better than I would, and I was doing 28 on a flat.
I will say that is the downfall when you have your headlight on. It dims the screen.
The downfall on any of these bikes, whenever you're in Florida sunshine, is it's not going to be a bright dashboard. You're not going to be able to see. It's not as bright as the sun.
Than if you have my vision.
So the bike, the only thing I had to do is tighten up the fender. It has a tendency to move around a lot when you hit bumps. It's secure. All the screws are tight. It's just the way that it mounts right here is a little bit on the loose side. So we made some adjustments there to make it a little tighter. This has come in very handy. I like the fact that it comes with a rack. I like the fact that they let you know how much weight it'll come on. This is good. This is a good thing. And let's look at the display here. All right, so I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this due to the sun and everything else, but we'll go through some of the stuff on the... I love this. I really love this. You have max speed. It says 29.7. I don't know. She was doing pretty darn fast, but I guess that could be it. Average miles per hour 5.8. Her average mile per hour most of the time on the electric XPs was like 3 point something or 4 point something. We did a total of 17.9 miles, and the battery's still at 88%. This display is by far the best display that we've ever had on any of these electric bikes that we've owned. It does such a good job, and it's so easy to change the settings. You just push the plus and minus button, and you can see all the stuff you can change here. There's the brightness, the voltage. I don't know. It's just features that normally you have to go through these P codes, which if you guys have had to deal with that, it's not that great. Password units, and then of course we'll just exit back to the main screen. So this gives you some really good information. Like Heidi had said, as far as the light, this is a pretty bright display, and we could have changed the display to be even brighter, but it's still going to be difficult in the Florida sun. It does come with a bell. Brakes are very good on this. I like the way that the grips had felt. Most of the driving though was done with Heidi, and like she said, it's the most comfortable bike that she's ever had. This is the first fat tire bike that she's rode over a great distance, and for her to feel comfortable enough to ride something this big and heavy, because it's 90 pounds, it's you've got to drive this thing. It's not just riding it, you're driving it, and she was perfectly capable of doing so. And there was a lot of times I couldn't keep up with her. I mean, I was pedaling and she was just hauling butt. The seat modification that I made, you can see I went ahead and notched this cap, and the reason is because I cut the tube. Now, I cut the tube a little bit too far, but I'm glad I did, because it made the seat a little bit lower for Heidi. However, that's something that I don't suggest you necessarily do unless you feel comfortable doing so. That's not something that most people do, I'll have to say that. So the Magicycle, do we give it an A plus? Yeah, yeah, I like it. But Heidi did most of the writing on it, so
Yeah, I really like the bike.
I like all the options that it came with. I mean, you get that
Right.
lock, you get an alarm.
I got a hat.
She got a hat, right? She got the hat, and you get this carrier. So all those things were options that came with the bike. But yeah,
I do like the back the rack.
oh yeah, yeah.
I mean,
She used these a lot.
yeah.
Her
They're
purse
all-
was under there. Her prescription when we went to CVS, all that stuff. So if you're looking for an entry level step through, you can find them cheaper out there, I'm sure. However, they're not, these aren't very expensive. At time of filming, without any kind of discount codes or anything, I think they're about $1,600.
$16.99.
And we have in the description a discount code. If you want to use it, it'll take you to this bike and give you a discount off of that price. And I don't think that's unfair. These things are coming so far. I'm going to tell you right now, this is the fastest bike that Heidi's ever rode. Even her Rad City step through, did not perform like this. And that Rad City step through had skinny tires and was a much smaller frame all the way around. It did have a rack on it, it did have a basket, but this thing trucked, and it wasn't hard for her to do. She just started pedaling, and she told me, you know, at one point whenever we were on the ride, she says, man, whenever I've got this pedal assist on 7, she says, this thing is booking.
It was too.
I think that for most people like myself, we have a tendency to just run throttle all the time, and we just pedal occasionally. I just pedal to get going,
Yes.
and then I just use the throttle after that. And again, you've seen we're still at 88% battery, and that was into wind, in traffic, full speed, over a causeway. I mean, that was on the beach. All that riding definitely would task any bike and drain the battery down. So for it to still have 88%, I'm assuming that we could probably make that trip, what, 4 more times? Yeah, why not?
I'm thinking our first electric bikes didn't fare real well.
Yeah.
I believe that these ones will do very well.
Yeah, this is a 52 volt. They call it a high energy, but yeah, 52 volt. It's a decent battery as far as the size of the battery. It feels pretty heavy compared to what we've had in the past. Removing the batteries real easy on this one. It swings out the side, so don't worry about that crossbar. And again, the only thing we had to worry about is how short. So if you're a taller gal, if you're over 5'3", so anybody that's 5'4" and taller, and even the 5'3" riders, you can do it if you feel comfortable, you know, leaning your bike off to the side whenever you come to a stop. You just can't have it standing upright and put both feet down. Magicycle. Links are in the description. As always, guys, we hope to see you out here. Bye.